Guys, as entrepreneurs, man, everything's moving and shifting and shaking in real time. The reason you're paying to be a part of a group like this, past the skill sets that you learned. By the way, well, I lost Chad there. By the way, one of the things, if you do a Google search, it says in the time of the downturn, one of the best things you could be doing is diversifying your skill sets. Okay, that's the one. Number two, some of the best industries to be a part of in a downturn or in a recession is an internet professional, having the skill sets of an internet professional. I mean, you guys are in the right place at the right time. Right now, what's key for you guys is to see the landscape of the land and say, okay, I understand the straight line might not make perfect sense for all the customers I'm speaking to. Some are going to be flush with cash. That's another thing to make sure I mention to you guys. If you're in a bad cash position, it doesn't mean everyone you're talking to is. I can tell you one thing, I'm in a great cash position. I'm not going to say I've been waiting for this time, but I'm using this time as an opportunity. I'm looking at this time and saying, okay, what businesses can I buy? What people are going to get scared and run for the hills that I could scoop up their businesses, their homes, their apartment complexes. Like I've been preparing for this because history tends to repeat itself. And with history repeating itself, right? When banking begins to open up in times like this, when people need capital, this is a time for you guys to get fat on the hog. In 2008, I wasn't smart enough, to be completely honest with you. I didn't have the connections I have. I didn't have the resources that I have at this point, but I do now. And one of those resources I want to bring to you guys today, that's why I invited them to come on with you guys, is the co-founder of Fundwise. And Fundwise is a business that basically uses a number of different ways they do this, algorithms that they set up, as well as relationships that they built over the last several years to come up with creative financing solutions for people like a Chad who was in a situation that wouldn't fit a typical bank the way they want to look at loaning money. And Fundwise has created lots of different solutions. In fact, one of the gals that's in my program that, I introduced this huge opportunity to just 48 hours ago, literally found capital for one of her clients in the first 48 hours through Fundwise because we connected them with Chad and Corey, and they gave them a platform where they could literally go to their business owners in about 30 to 45 seconds, have a pretty decent idea if they're going to be able to help them or not. Listen, we can't help everyone. I'm gonna introduce, Corey in just a minute. We can't help everyone, right? But there's a lot of people we can help. There's a lot of people that do fit the model of a small business owner that's in a perfect situation to be able to get 50, 100, 250,000, up to $500,000 of capital to ride through these next 6 to 8 weeks, maybe even longer, depending on how long this thing lasts. I'm gonna tell you guys this though. You guys can run for the hills right now and go hide out and contract. And you can go back to your sorry ass job when that's done, if you have a job. They say unemployment's gonna be about 20% when this is all said and done, okay? You can play that game. The gal I was talking to today, I said, what's your option about you're contracting right now instead of expanding right now? You should be hustling 17, 18 hours a day, finding the things and looking at the solutions we're giving you, or you can contract and go and hide, okay? And I'm gonna tell you, if this doesn't end in the next 6 or 8 weeks and it goes on for 3 or 4 months, I go, you've lost all that time. All that time is done, and then you're going to be reacting. Guys, right now is not a time to be reacting. Right now is the time to be proactive. Right now is a time to be a visionary, is a time to say, I'm going to capitalize on what I know because the trends are showing me this. History is repeating itself. I'm going to go be a visionary, and I'm going to show and show these business owners how to problem solve. And I'm going to bring to them solutions of how they're going to keep their businesses afloat and how they're going to gobble up all the competition in the marketplace. Oh, and by the way, how I might even take some equity in their business, along the way, if I could solve these problems for them. So with that being said, guys, I want to introduce you to Corey, who's the co-founder of Fundwise. I want to let Corey kind of speak on his business, what it's doing for small business owners, and how people like you, entrepreneurs like you, can get paid for generating him leads and their business leads. You guys are gonna get paid to be the freaking knight in shining armor for all of your clients that are crying poverty and running for the hills. You guys need to be leaders now. Okay, Corey, thanks for jumping on with us, man.
Thanks, Dan. I'm excited for the opportunity. I just want to let you know really quick. So this morning, one of my business partners came in, and he mentioned, he's like, all the lenders, like in our valley and across the country are shutting off their Facebook ads. And so we're like, that doesn't make sense. What's going on? Because we actually aren't running ads right now. We've got partners, and partners are bringing in deals. And they're making money, right? So we're kind of checking it out, and we make a phone call because we have a connection at one of these lending institutions. And he's over there, and he's like on a sales team over there, and he's like, yeah, we shut off Facebook ads because people are pounding down the doors trying to get funding. So there's no reason to have Facebook ads up right now because it's starting. The rush is starting right now. And one of the things I want to mention is that just an example to give you an idea, this is like the San Francisco gold rush, which it probably doesn't seem like that right now because everyone's nervous, they're scared, but there's actually a gold rush in this. And I give this as an example because the people who made the most money were not the ones that were digging for gold and finding gold. They were the people that were selling the shovels. They made the most money in the San Francisco gold rush. The guys that were selling the tools and selling the shovels, they actually made the most cash. And so this is the program that Fundwise Capital has, is we have a partner program that gives you the tools, gives you the shovels to hand out to the business owners to bail them out, because all these business owners are needing the cash, and you have the tools to give them with the Fundwise Partners program so that they can get the money that they need. So one of the issues with all of these lending companies is they're not really dealing in creative finance, which is what Fundwise does, and regular business loans. All of the industries are starting to be restricted. They're actually pulling back and they're shrinking. So one of the categories or industries that's being restricted from getting business loans is restaurants. You can imagine why, is because restaurants across the country are basically shutting down. They can only offer carry out, right? So Fundwise Capital offers creative financing. We don't have to worry about industry. There's an option for everyone, and it's just based on if you've got good credit, then we can leverage that. So that's one of the exciting things about this opportunity is, yeah, we're starting to see the rush. We're starting to see people pounding on the doors, and industry doesn't matter because we have a creative finance solution to help people get the funding that they need, and you can offer that.
Hey, Corey, what would be dope if you could pull up, I just made you the co-host. If you could pull up your screen to show them kind of like the process here. And I'm going to talk I want to talk people through this because I want to start painting the picture of where the opportunity lies with what you guys have put together. Because it's pretty incredible. Right. Okay. Every one of you guys has your book of business. If you're brand new, maybe you don't have a book of business yet. Okay. It doesn't matter. Okay. But whether you have a book of business, whether you don't, there's going to be the opportunities in the marketplace where instead of you selling a product or service that they got to come out of pocket for, you'll be able to show them and send them a way that they can get their hands on some inexpensive money, some capital to keep their business going. Okay. And Fundwise has created this partner program that we're going to show you here that has literally every last thing that you need already done for you. I'm talking all of their landing pages are done to be able to send these applicants in. They've set up all of the credit stuff with the major credit bureaus so that they can get a soft pull so it doesn't affect people's credit when they hit the initial pull. They have the CRM that shows you where in funding all of the leads that you guys have pushed through. The beautiful thing, and this is why I'm bringing these guys on here, but the beautiful thing about Fundwise is these guys have marketing backgrounds.